And we welcome you back to Bella Vista High School here in Fair Oaks as we get set for the varsity game between the Bella Vista girls and the West Park Panther girls. This is a team that Bella Vista had quite a night against in March over in Roseville and scored a lot in that game. I believe the final was 21-0 between those two schools. And so obviously West Park looking for a different result tonight. Bella Vista looking as they get set to play what turns out to be their first game since spring break because the Roseville game from Tuesday had to be rescheduled. And so so the Broncos did not get to play that game. So this is their first one. They had to wait all week for their first game. As we welcome you into Bella Vista High School, George Tharlson, Aaron Keogh with you. Spring break, no games. All week, no game until now. And so you know that they're looking forward to being back on the field here. But it's not that easy to kind of bounce back after that long layoff.
Yeah, I mean, it feels literally like forever. But yeah, happy to be here on a Friday night and, have this nice matchup. Also nice that the match that got moved on Tuesday night, they'll still get to play just later in the season. So, but yeah, it has been a minute since they've played, and hopefully they're not rusty.
Yeah, that's been rescheduled for April 25th. And that will be at Roseville. That's only varsity because Roseville does not have, as we know, does not have a JV squad. So it's interesting that for the varsity program, they begin the season against Roseville and they'll close the season against Roseville.
Yep.
Right now, the players are being introduced for West Park. Bella Vista will get the same treatment, obviously, as that's part of the tradition. The story for Bella Vista, obviously, and it was the story when we spoke last, and that is Regan Silvers, who at the time of our last broadcast was the leading scorer, but she hasn't played. She was injured prior to that game against Whitney, and as it turns out, she may be gone for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's looking that way. It is not looking probable that she'll be back this season. Looks to be a combination of a calf issue and also maybe a back issue, kind of with some nerves. And so, we wish her the best and wish her a speedy recovery. But definitely looks like she's going to be absent. Definitely tonight, but probably for the season.
And we have seen Julia Thomas emerge, a freshman for Bella Vista, and she is going to be taking on even more of a role as a result of Regan's injury. But there's going to be others that need to step up as well. People are playing different positions now because a key position is not available.
Yeah, I mean, one of the games that we did here, so that's been several weeks ago now, but Presley Rocker Hooper had 2 goals in that game, and we had mentioned that, like, oh, hey, she's really having a standout game. The Broncos are going to have to rely more on that kind of play without having Regan, because it all can't fall on Julia Thomas for 2 reasons. She's one person, and she's a freshman. She's still learning in this varsity world.
All right, so the players are taking the field, and we are about ready to get this one underway here. Bella Vista and West Park. And we'll get the face-off here. Paige Hackman will do the honors for Bella Vista. Getting an eyeball here on West Park.
We're even going to start early here tonight. 6:57 I have on the clock.
And they will draw. And that is Boston Reed, who took the draw for West Park. We are underway here at Bella Vista. Hackman. Good moves by Paige Hackman. She was one of the leading scorers last year. She's only found the net a few times this year, but different role for her. And that may change now with Regan Silvers being out. There's a shot and a score right off the bat for Bella Vista. Mallory Fitzhugh gets that one, and the Broncos are on the board.
Well, they certainly don't look rusty in
No.
the first just a little bit here. I mean, good movement, good moves, like you said, from Paige Hackman.
Oh.
I think there was some confusion there if it was a goal or not, but it was a goal.
Yeah, we should have a draw here.
Yeah. Not quite sure what the mix-up there was, but yeah, definitely a
That
goal.
comes at 11:28 to go in the opening quarter. And so we will draw here at midfield. Reed and Hackman once again. And Hackman wins another one. And Julia Thomas. She scores. And that one, Julia Thomas finds the back of the net for her first goal of the game.
Well, and just like that, it's 2-0, two different goal scorers. You've incorporated who a lion's share of the work on the offense is going to go to. With Julia Thomas, you've got Paige Hackman that's won both draws to start the game. Broncos look sharp and crisp.
Hackman's 3 for 3 tonight already. Thomas just scored a few moments ago. Works her way behind the net. Thomas will curl around. In front, shot, score! So within the first minute and 3 seconds, the Broncos have scored 3 times.
Yeah, very impressive.
And by the way, we do have a crowd mic, and it is on. You can hear the cars going back, but absolutely no reaction from the crowd on that goal.
Everybody might be too cold already. It's still pretty breezy
It
down
is
there.
very chilly. In fact, the temperature just took a big drop. Hackman wins another one. Here's Fitzhugh, scored the first goal of the game. She'll wind her way around, looking for help, draws the foul. No, actually, that's going to go West Park's way. Panthers on the move. Defense there by Julia Thomas to knock it loose. And Julia Thomas picks it up again. Leading scorer for the team, by the way. 24 goals on the year. I want to say, didn't she score 8 in our last broadcast?
I think so, because we were something about her getting as many as her brother. I remember us talking about
Or as Mateo Polanco.
There you go, Mateo Polanco. That's what it was.
And here's Julia Thomas. She'll take a shot. That one is deflected. Loose ball. Goalie's out.
That was dangerous for West Park. Goalkeeper got back in time, but that was a dangerous play.
Hit a whistle on the outside, and that's Mia Friend that is in goal for West Park. Interestingly enough, we talk about 8 goals in one game. Matthew Bunny just did that for Bella Vista on Wednesday night. Here's a sweeping underhanded shot that winds up in the possession of Mia Friend. This will go with Bella Vista. Cassie Davila. And she will take it here outside the 12-meter line. Davila will take a shot, and that one will go wide and out of bounds. Bella Vista will keep possession. We're at 8 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Presley Rocker Hooper. Yanez. Fitzhugh and Thomas back behind the net. This is Julia. Thomas. This is going to go the other way. Of course, you just pick it up and go here in girls lacrosse. And a turnover by West Park. Broncos will take it. Julia Thomas. Tried to find Kate Hooper. The pass just a little bit behind her. Silva. Back to Thomas. Or check that. That's Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh right out in front. That shot's deflected away. She'll pick it back up. Valerie Fitzhugh had the first goal of the game for Bella Vista tonight. She'll curl around, look for another opportunity. Good defense there by West Park. It is Morgan Cho, number 51, that was battling for possession there. Here comes West Park. Gianna Donato. Out to the outside. Austin Reed, they're one of their face-off people. And possession back now to Bella Vista. Paige Hackman. Janeway. It's a screen on the outside. Danny Janeway with an underhanded shot, bounces in the goal. Danny Janeway scores.
So that was all set up by Hackman's ability to come up the side, and she was watching the whole time for Janeway to get open. And when she did, she passed it over to her. And she, even as she was running, she slowed her cadence, picked her cadence up, slowed it down, picked it up to get in line with Danny and make that pass. So we talk a lot about Paige being in the right place at the right time. That's another really good example of where she was looking for how the play was going to develop and not making it about herself.
You know, we talk about it. There's a couple of players on the boys' teams, Max Posehn and Nico Posehn. Their dad, Dan, is one of the coaches in the boys' program and also did the live streams with us last year. We say that a lot about them, too, because they seem to be the well-rounded players as well. And there are more than just them that are well-rounded. But you can tell the guys that do a lot, the players that do a lot, are the ones who have a parent as a coach. And that is Paige Hackman that finds the net there. And so she's rewarded for her efforts.
Yeah, she took that one all the way and just put it in. Great, nice job by her. She's on the board now as another scorer for the Broncos.
Trying to keep up with all of this.
And the Bronco goals were Paige Hackman.
So that is 5:10 to go in the first quarter, 5-0 in favor of Bella Vista for Paige Hackman, 7th goal of the year. Just eyeballing where we are with everybody else, Julia Thomas is now up to 26 on the year. And Mallory Fitzhugh got her 3rd goal of the year. Danny Janeway got her 7th. West Park, chance on the move. She's got some quicks. There's a shot. That one's a little too tall. Bella Vista will take this one in. Silva. Silva on the move with the bright orange shoes. McKenna Rose. And now here's a shot left side from Julia Thomas. That goes wide. Bella Vista secures possession. It was Eliza Fisher that was back there on the line to secure the possession for Bella Vista. Under 4 minutes to go. And Fisher will bring it in. Loops her way around. West Park. Julia Thomas picks it up. She gets out in front with a shot. Score! They tried everything they could to knock that ball away from her, but Julia Thomas was having none of that.
Yeah, great aggressive play from Thomas to get it to keep possession. Then they lost it. She got it back. Nice little underhand shot into the goal.
That is her 3rd goal of the game. Comes at 3:21 to go in the opening quarter. And her 27th goal of the year.
So she's got a hat trick, and we're not even through a quarter yet.
And a hat trick times 9 for the season. Hackman and Reed will battle it out here again on the draw. Broncos coming into this game 5-3 on the year in varsity play. They've lost a couple of league games, and then they're going to get into the league schedule with the matchup here at home against Rio next week. Marilyn Morgan. Joe had the possession. This is going to stay with West Park. Sophia Watson into the game for Bella Vista. She gets a stick on it to knock it away. That ball's going to hit the cone and go out of bounds. Bella Vista will take possession. McKenna Rose will bring it in. 2:16 to go. And now West Park has possession. That's Sadie Stout. Julia Thomas. And a whistle. And hearing the name Sadie, we should point out that there is a Sadie on the Bella Vista team that is not here tonight. She's not feeling well. And we know that she is at home listening intently and will be critiquing us.
That's right.
So that's Sadie Keogh.
That's
Scored
right.
a goal in the last game that we did. Wish her a quick recovery.
Yeah, I think she's bummed to not be here tonight, but sickness has gone through a lot of the kids in the house, so Just still not 100% and ready to play tonight for sure. So she should be back next week, though, against Rio.
Hopefully it won't be as cold.
Yeah, the weather looks a little more favorable next week. So
And it is Bella Vista Rio Day next Wednesday because the boys will be over at Rio. There's a shot and a save by Friend. Thomas picks it up. Thomas immediately double teamed. Now finds the opening. Julia Thomas. And her shot goes wide. Bella Vista should have possession here. Quickly bring it back in. Hackman's going to track this one down. That one goes wide. Liza Fisher. Julia Thomas is over there. Anytime there's a loose ball, you can pretty much guarantee that Julia Thomas is going to be right there.
Yeah, she seems to kind of be everywhere at one time. Very aggressive player.
Right between two players. Thomas on goal, looking for the shot. She scores! Julia Thomas, goal number 4. Career goal number 28.
She is having herself a night tonight. Because we are not through the first quarter yet. We still got 3 seconds left, 3.5.
So 4 goals in that first quarter for Julia Thomas. So what is that? 6 goals is the sock trick or the double hattie?
That's right, the double hattie or the sock trick. And
9 is the triple hattie.
Yeah.
Now 3 seconds to go. We'll have the draw here.
At this point, this is kind of a formality with 3.6 seconds left, but
Reed and Hackman. And the clock will expire. And just as we had talked about, who was near that loose ball as it came out of the air?
Julia Thomas.
Sure enough, Julia Thomas. So we are done with the first quarter of play here. It is 1-0 in favor. I'm sorry, 1-0.
1-0. Where are we going with that? Yeah.
How about 7-0?
7-0. There we go.
They kicked the extra point. It's 7-0 in favor of Bella Vista. And again, 4 goals from Julia Thomas to kind of lead the way for Bella Vista. Mallory Fitzhugh and Danny Janeway and Paige Hackman. I can't even read my own writing.
Well, they've been happening so fast, the goals. It's hard to get them written down and back out to what's going on.
So Fitzhugh and Janeway and Hackman, the other 3 goals aside from Julia Thomas's 4. And so Bella Vista, again, off to a very quick start. We saw the JV game where West Park really couldn't get anything going at all, especially early. The varsity team is having their own struggles right now. They are maybe doing a little bit better in terms of getting at the ball and being a little bit more aggressive, but certainly Bella Vista dominating that first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair assessment. I think West Park is struggling, but they are doing they're a step up from where the JV team was, where the JV game was really just, they were not in it at all. There's been some moments here where West Park has moved the ball and done some good things, but overall the Broncos have just kind of stampeded in and just there's nothing. And a lot of that is Julia Thomas just kind of being everywhere at once. So
a stampede of Broncos.
Well,
that seems to work.
Yeah, that seems to be appropriate. Right?
Yeah, and that's where it was now. We'll see what transpires now as we get the second quarter underway. The teams are going to switch sides, and Mia Friend will take the goal to our left, And Elsie Ballard, whose name we really only mentioned, I think, once in that first quarter, she is now going to take on the goal to our right. The horn sounds, the siren sounds, I guess,
Yep.
to mark the end of the break in between quarters. It's a 2-minute break in girls lacrosse, and we will do something that we just did on the other side of the quarter break, and that's have a draw.
No, and we'll see if any adjustments have been made for both teams.
It looks like that might have been Kate Hooper. That's Kate Hooper taking the draw there for Bella Vista.
It was.
And she secures the possession.
Yeah, Paige Hackman not in the game to start the second quarter, along with Julia Thomas on the bench as well.
Give them a break. Give some other folks a chance with a 7-0 lead.
Uh-huh.
See some new players playing these up front positions. Out front looking for Hooper. Here's Chloe Yanez. Works off a screen from Hooper. Yanez with a shot and a score. You know, Kate Hooper is not going to get anything in the statistics for that, but she really is the one that made that happen.
No, it was a great setup that she had and really positioned Chloe to be successful there. And you're right, she's not going to get credit for something on that, but she certainly should.
Well, Kate Hooper played a lot of basketball in her young age, and that was a skill that she learned, I am sure.
Yep. Well, she may not get a statistic on it, but we'll give her a shout out.
Absolutely.
On the broadcast.
Roll toward the sideline. West Park. She's got it. Melanie Kim. Eliza Fisher in there running some interference. Knocks the ball loose, but this is going to stay with West Park. And that's Kim. Passes it off. Boston Reed. Loose ball. Elsie Ballard's going to scoop that one up. Take it behind the net. And the Broncos are able to track that one down. Sienna DeMucha.
Sister had a goal in the JV game earlier today.
That's right. Davila. Right out in front. There's a shot by Davila. And a score.
Bronco goal number 14, Cassie Davila.
And that makes it 9-0.
And a new score tonight.
That is her first goal of the game, of the season. And in fact, doesn't show that she had any goals last year either. And so with 9:57 to go in the second. 9-0, and Cassie Davila against the scorebook. Kate Hooper will battle it out with Boston Reed. And she takes that one right out of midair. Hooper on the run. She's looking for an opportunity. Closed off. Now finds the opening, comes back, and will spin it back over to the right side. They'll bring it back out. Davila once again out front. Silva had an opportunity there. Loose ball. This will stay with Bella Vista. There's Yanez. Kim has it. Good pass and connection there. Layla Samir was the one that received it, and then immediately she meets up with some Bella Vista players. Ball comes loose. And a foul will keep possession with West Park. but not for long. Janeway. Janeway being forced wide. Now she'll take a shot. And Friend had it, and it trickled by and across the goal line for a score. Danny Janeway, her second goal of the game.
And now we'll be to a running clock with it being 10-0.
I always feel for the goalies on those shots because they do everything right except control it, and then it trickles away and across the net. So Janeway's going to come out. Kate Hooper getting some valuable draw time here. Been pretty successful at these.
Yeah, actually, I mean, this entire second quarter, Paige Hackman and Julia Thomas have both been out.
And Hackman is back in the game, but she's about 10 yards behind the draw. Got a whistle on the draw. This one's going to go over to West Park. I feel for these players, too, because it is really cold. You don't see any of them on the bench. You don't see any of them wearing jackets or anything like that.
Right.
Samir. Fisher comes over, forces a turnover. Eliza Fisher on the move. Has the opening. Looking to go coast to coast. Eliza Fisher winds up. That one goes wide.
Broncos are going to keep it.
Hackman. Another opportunity. Save. Me a friend. Morgan picks it up for Bella Vista. All the way back to Elsie Ballard. And the Broncos will turn that one over. So clock still running, as Aaron mentioned. It is a running clock. Of course, a lot of girls lacrosse is played with a running clock to begin with, but there are times where it stops. We've got a whistle, and the Panthers will bring it in from behind the net. It's like Noah Castiaz.
Well, this is going to be from the fan, looks like. Right side of the fan.
Oh, okay. So we got a foul.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there.
I guess they had to just go get the ball, which was across the end line.
Yeah, it was on the bag, yeah.
So shot from the 8-meter line. Bouncing shot. And that was Layla Fomachit that took that shot. Broncos on the move. That's Fitzhugh. Forced behind the net. Wesley Rocker Hooper's right out in front. She'll take a shot. Save me a friend.
Nice crossing pass by the Broncos there. Came up short, but that was a good effort.
She battled Julia Thomas for that possession, but Thomas comes up with it for Bella Vista. And a score! It sure looked like she was passing the ball, but it winds up in the net.
Bronco goal.
That's another one for Julia Thomas.
Yeah, that was... I think you're right. I think she was trying to pass it, and it just went in. Just, yeah.
So that's with about 4 minutes to go.
How many is that now for?
I've got 5 for Julia.
All right, so one
That
more
means
to the
she's
sock.
and she's one shy of 30 for the season.
Oh, well, that'll be good in both ways.
So once she gets the sock trick, it'll be gold number 30 on the year. Hackman back at the face-off circle. She controls. Hackman continues to dominate the face-off circle when she takes them. Presley Rocker Hooper. As the opening, she'll work her way in, dispossessed of the ball. Broncos pick it up behind the net. Right out in front, there's a swinging shot and a score. Mallory Fitzhugh.
Bronco goal number 7, Mallory Fitzhugh.
And that makes it 12-0. At about 2:40 is when that one was scored. Just taking a look at it, how she just picked up the loose ball and then just curled her way from behind the goal and right out in front. Had an easy look.
Yeah.
Hackman once again to take the draw. This is going to stay with Bella Vista. Referee was like they were pointing both ways.
It did look like that.
There's Watson.
Bella Vista just kind of picked it up and ran with it.
Yeah, they just kept going. And the referee didn't tell them to stop.
Right.
Watson. Hooper. Presley Rocker Hooper with a shot. Save me a friend. Actually took that one off the ankle,
Yep.
but it still counts. And her outlet pass goes out of bounds, so Bella Vista to take possession once again. With the running clock, we are approaching 1 minute to go in the first half. Presley Rocker Hooper will bring it in. Right out in front looking for Yanez. Loose ball. Julia Thomas has it. Chopped away from behind. That's the call. Julia Thomas just picks it up and keeps going because that's what you do. Thomas sitting on 29 for the season. Now gets out in front. Well deflected away, she gets it back. Right to Yanez, shot score!
Now that's a beautiful Bronco goal.
Give her the assist on that one, though.
Julia
My goodness.
Thomas with the assist. Chloe Yanez with the goal. It's 13-0 as we have reached halftime.
Wow, that was just a laser pass right on the money, and Chloe with a great shot. Just 1-2 punch if it was a boxing match.
And that makes it 13-0 here at halftime. Well, if we take a look at what happened earlier this year between these two teams. It was the 21-0 Bella Vista win over at West Park. And much the same story here tonight. Julia Thomas leading the way with 5 goals. And one really nice assist there to Chloe Yanez as well.
Yep.
But lots of people getting in on the act as far as scoring is concerned. We've seen some folks playing up already that don't normally get the chance to do that. And again, like we talked about in the JV game, when there's a big lead like this, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, at the varsity level, the game is, there's an expectation that the quality of play is going to be a little bit higher. so you maybe don't see quite the drastic changes that we saw in the JV game earlier tonight. But certainly we've seen players playing in different positions. We've seen players that don't score as much getting some opportunities. We've seen lots of good passing. And at the varsity level, being able to move the ball effectively is really going to separate the good from the great. So really nice opportunity for Bella Vista to do that tonight as well.
And obviously Bella Vista right now is looking for somebody that can take on some of that scoring load, so it's not all on Julia Thomas. With the injury to Regan Silvers likely having her out now for the rest of the year, they're going to need one or two players to kind of pick that up so that you're not relying on that one player.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you can't have... Obviously, Julia's a workhorse. I mean, she's out there doing everything. Paige Hackman does a lot, but Paige is not the replacement for Regan because Paige has another role that she plays. So it's going to have to come from one of these other players. And I think tonight we're getting a little bit of a view. You know, is it going to be a combination, of a Chloe Yanez and a Danny Janway and a Presley Rocker Hooper kind of as a combination? That's okay too. It doesn't have to be one person, but they are going to have to figure out moving the ball around where those offensive weapons are going to come from.
So we are at halftime here. It is 13-0 in favor of the Bella Vista Broncos. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half of play here on this Friday evening in April here at Bella Vista High School. Broncos up 13-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're thinking, who needs a cold drink right now? The answer would be pretty much nobody. But our snack bar is selling hot coffee and hot chocolate. So head on over there and warm yourself up.
Well, we told you it would be a short break. It is a short break as we get ready for the second half here at Bella Vista High School. There's a good look right there on your screen of the center circle at Bella Vista High School. The Bronco logo with the snout off to the right.
Love that snout. Can't wait for not that many more months till we'll be kicking footballs off from the snout. But
that's where the kickers.
Ryan
Warner.
That's right. Ryan Warner will be there. But really enjoying lacrosse and enjoying this girls team and getting a little bit more into boys lacrosse this year, thanks to you and following them, and they're having a pretty good season as well.
Yes, indeed. So the boys, by the way, as long as we bring them up, that is going to be our next live stream. It will be Monday night. The scheduled start time of 7:30. It is varsity only, as the Bronco boys will be taking on Oakmont, and that will be this Monday night, April 8th. And then we'll have our next girls live stream on April 23rd, which is going to be senior night for the girls. And the very next night, April 24th, will be senior night for the boys. So that's awesome. That's what the schedule has for us as we are in the home stretch of the lacrosse season here, now that we have reached the month of April. Underway now in the second half. Broncos by 13. Kate Hooper draws the foul and then gets the pass off.
Well, and we should remind people it'll be a running clock for the entire second half as well.
Davila, who has scored for the first time. That's her number 14 that picks it up right there. Paige Martin is into the game now as well. Here's Hooper. Saw the opportunity, but some good defense by West Park to jar that one loose. Kate Hooper, by the way, scored her first 2 varsity goals in the game at West Park on March 6th. There's a shot and a score for Bella Vista. Sienna DeMucha.
Number 33.
And that is her second goal of the season, the first one in that game against West Park as well. Sienna DeMucha gets the first goal of the second half.
And now the sisters can't argue tonight over dinner about who scored and who didn't, because they both have scored tonight.
Yes, so no arguing, hey, I had more goals than you. Well, we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah,
Sienna could get more goals, and so Sarah may still have to do the dishes.
That's
we'll
right.
see.
Yeah.
There's Paige Hackman using that height of hers. Some basketball skills to reach that one out of midair. Autumn Shannon looking for Paige Martin out front. Janeway. Shannon's behind the net. Now Janeway will curl her way around. Janeway looking for another opportunity. Took that one over the shoulder.
It was clever. It didn't work, but it was clever.
Broncos keep possession, though. Shannon. Kate Hooper.
I think she took a stick to the stomach there.
She might have. We have Kate Hooper. We have Presley Rocker Hooper on this team. That's why we're always calling them by their first and last names. They're not related. There's a shot from the 8-meter line for Bella Vista. Kate Hooper's going to take it. Bit of an angle to the left. Hooper in. Tried to launch a pass there that doesn't, it gets deflected away. Broncos trying to secure, and they do. Janeway back out in front. Trying to find Davila. Hooper's got it. Hooper toward the goal. Shot. Save me a friend. Loose ball, loose right out in front of the goal. And that one rolls into the net. Looks like Paige Martin is the lucky one in the right place at the right time. Oh, actually, it was Danny Janeway.
So Janeway gets she gets the goal. Going back there to Kate Hooper, she took that stick was to the face, to her head. So that's never a good thing. It resulted in a penalty for looks like number 6, Mia Sanchez, who's in the penalty box as a result of that. So non-releasable penalty for 2 minutes. And for those that have never been around a lacrosse stick, especially, well, it would hurt in any case, but with it being cold tonight.
Oh, it's going to hurt even more.
Yeah. So.
I think Kate Hooper's going to take the draw again. None the worse for wear. And Hooper controls momentarily. Boston Reed with some really good defense, but Hooper comes up with it. Kate Hooper is on the run. Reed continues the defense.
West Park back to full strength. Penalty has been killed off. Unsuccessfully, since they gave up a goal, but
here's Martin. Get back behind the net. Shannon. Shannon out front. And that one will go out of bounds. Who was closest? Looks like Bella Vista will keep possession. Davila will run it in. Mucha. Martin. Good defense by West Park to jar that one loose. Again, their outlet passes just seem to be going into traffic.
Yeah, Bella Vista's ready for him, and there Chloe's got the ball and right back into the attack.
Yanez. She'll take a shot. That one deflects off one of the defenders. Friend comes up with it.
You know, and that has to be a frustrating feeling if you're West Park, that every time you just get a little bit of breathing room, the Broncos just suffocate you and you got nowhere to go.
Austin Reed. Good defense there by Kate Hooper to just get right in front of her. The Hooper connection as Presley Rocker Hooper comes up with it. Presley. And West Park on the way. Whistle at midfield is going to stay with West Park. Gracie Gasol. And that was Kim that draws a whistle.
Yeah, that was I think that was an illegal screen that was set, so the Broncos get it back.
Julia Thomas back into the game. Here's Morgan. Morgan has Watson. Ball, and Watson will come up with it for the Broncos. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Watson tries to get free. Right out front, Watson, she'll take a shot, saved by Friend. Pass once again taken away by the Broncos. Thomas. She'll back it back out. Sitting on 29 for the season. There's a shot. That one scores. And that's Danny Janeway again with her third.
So a hat trick for her. Danny's certainly having a good night tonight.
Brings us to 16-0 now in favor of Bella Vista. Kate Hooper again will take the draw. Again, good experience for her. Hooper is a junior, as is Paige Hackman, the one that normally takes the draws.
When I see Coach Scott Hackman now has both Julia Thomas and Paige Hackman both playing back, which is giving them some exposure and work back there too on defense.
And letting some of these other players here play up. Silva. Silva right out in front. That one might have gone off the head of the goalie.
Goalkeeper, yeah.
That still counts as a save. Silva. There's Morgan. Now Silva has it behind the net once again. Morgan is right there. Immediately double teamed. Good stick check. Broncos still in possession. Yanez. Yanez with a shot. Saved by Friend. Long pass. Now we've got the quarter coming to an end here. 16-0 is our score in favor of Bella Vista. One more quarter to go, and of course it's going by very fast with the running clock. But again, the Broncos are just very impressive tonight. And again, we haven't heard from Julia Thomas goal-wise here in the second half yet, but you know, as you mentioned, she's playing back with Paige Hackman. They're getting that exposure playing defense, while at the same time players like Olivia Silva and Sienna DeMucha and Sophia Watson are getting a chance to play up.
Yeah, I mean, just moving players around and giving them different looks. You don't know where in a more, let's just say, more competitive game, where you might need, Coach Scott Hackman might need that look that he might say, hey, you know what, actually, when we did, when we had these players here, that was a good, there was good harmony between the players, and there was good just ball handling and passing and confidence in one another. Hey, let's try that. So it's not just, oh, let's just do it to do it. There's a reason behind it, and that's part of making adjustments. When you're up by 16 goals, it's a little hard to just adjust with the starting group because there isn't really a whole lot to adjust. So this is a good way to still learn and grow.
So one more quarter of lacrosse here this evening before we head into the weekend. The Broncos dominating this one. It's kind of been a Broncos global domination tonight,
yeah,
at least, as the JV team won 16-0. So no goals have been allowed by Bronco goalies tonight.
Yes.
And one goalie almost scored at one point, and Story Wharton got some field play in the JV game. So Elsie Ballard sprinting out to her goal, which is probably a good thing considering how cold it is.
Yeah, I mean,
and the fact she's not getting a lot of action either.
No, she's not having to move around a lot.
The sweatshirt on underneath the jersey. I can't say as I blame her.
I was going to make a comment that it's not getting dark as quickly, which it's not, but also the game is moving so fast. We're not even at 8 o'clock yet this evening out here. So
and we started 3 minutes early, and here we are, fourth quarter, and we've been playing for about an hour.
Yeah, 7:52 by my clock. So
we haven't even been playing an hour yet.
No, but temperature-wise, we're down to 49 degrees.
Feels like
now.
Maybe we're in Siberia.
Yeah.
Davila, she's already scored one tonight. There's a loose ball that's tracked down by the Broncos. Paige Martin tried to sweep at that one. And there's a whistle.
I think that's going to earn her an opportunity from the fan at the 8-meter line.
Bit of an angle to the left. Paige Martin. She'll take the shot. That one goes wide.
Stays with Bella Vista. They were first to the line. Another flag is out.
And we'll see who is being sent off now. Looks like the Broncos will keep possession here. Nobody sent off here?
No, Danny Janway has the ball.
I guess if
though.
you wave the flag, it's one thing. If it's a yellow card, there's a...
Must be like on the shot or something.
So Janeway at the 20-meter line. It's out of bounds. Broncos control. DeMucha. DeMucha shoots and scores. Second goal of the game for Sienna DeMucha, third of the season, all against West Park. And that's the first goal of the fourth quarter.
Well, and to your point, if there was a bet between the DeMucha sisters on doing the dishes, Sienna is going to win that bet.
She has two.
Younger sister is not going to have an opportunity to score any more goals tonight, so. I'd say maybe the bet was over ice cream, but it's too cold to think about ice cream.
Yeah. Or maybe where they go for dinner after the game.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds warmer.
So Kate Hooper will take another draw here.
It's cold, but it is a beautiful night. I mean,
It is.
For those
The rain stayed away.
Yeah, and for those joining from other parts of, not here local, really rainy and cold day yesterday and really kind of dreary looking this morning. So we've been really blessed that way.
Here's Fisher. Get a whistle.
Hit to the head again, so that's going to be a penalty. That's going to send number 10, I believe.
No,
22.
22.
Yeah.
Melanie Kim.
So it's going to be 2 minutes.
Non-releasable, I believe.
Correct. And that's going to give Fisher the ball, though, still.
Fisher once again comes up with it. Janeway. It's again Fisher. Broncos just very methodical right now, taking their time. And some great opportunities for these players that aren't normally up front. Watson. Watson in front. Defense by West Park to jar it loose. And they're going to keep possession.
Here they come.
That's Leah Schumann. She still has it, and now a whistle. .6:30 to go. Clock continuing to run.
Not sure what the whistle was for. West Park back at full strength. Penalty has been over.
Kim returns to the field. from the 12-meter mark. That one goes wide, but West Park will keep possession. Here's Julia Thomas. Finds Morgan. Morgan on the move. Has some daylight. Fisher. Fisher picks it up again. Liza Fisher. Out front, that one goes wide.
It's a good look, just a little far, just a little wide.
Keep the ball in bounds. West Park controls. Good stick check there by Bella Vista. West Park still has it. Castiaz. Here's Kim. Kim collides with Silva. It will keep possession for West Park. Melanie Kim on Eliza Fisher.
Yeah, nice defense by Fisher. Nice job.
Boston Reed. It's like Paige Hackman knocked that one loose. Fisher. It will stay with West Park on the collision there. That's Annika Colombe. Back the other way now, Bella Vista. Here's Morgan. Out front, Yanez. She scores. Nice assist. Looked like it was Morgan that got that one.
So I just happened to catch Chloe out of the corner of my eye. She was on the bench down here, and I don't think that she knew she was going to be going in. And coach wanted her in, and her substitution was ready to come out, and so she just really quickly threw her goggles down and ran in and immediately made an impact. So kudos to her for that, because I think she was caught a little off guard coming into the game there.
Well, she was wide open right in front of the goal too, and yeah, she just ran right to the spot. Somebody found her, and Morgan found her, and boom, she's right there.
That's right. So we have about 2 minutes left in the game.
Paige Hackman back in for the draw. And the Broncos get that one. Here's Chloe Yanez again. West Park now in possession. Vista's going to keep possession here. Turnover to West Park. And now back over to Bella Vista again. Here's Chloe Yanez. McKenna Rose.
And we're down to the final minute of the game.
Autumn Shannon. Hackman. Yanez once again. Here's Fitzhugh. Hackman has it. That one goes wide. Broncos will keep possession. 10 seconds to go. An onslaught of goals here for the Bella Vista Broncos tonight. Sophia Watson, she'll take one last chance. The clock will expire. We have come to the end of the game. And tonight's final score, the Broncos 18, West Park nothing. And lots of different players scoring. Julia Thomas had 5 goals in the first half, and then they kind of had her play back and let some of the other players get the opportunity. But just an overall dominating performance by Bella Vista tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about before the game got started with the long layoff between spring break and then not having the game on Tuesday night against Roseville, how crisp and sharp would they come out? And they certainly answered that call in the affirmative. They were very crisp and they were very sharp right from the beginning. You would not have known they were missing Regan Silvers tonight.
Yeah, and obviously they will miss her later on in the season because that is a tough blow, learning that she's probably out for the rest of the season. But yeah, they had Julia Thomas score 5 goals, and then again we mentioned lots of other players were able to get on the score sheet. Mallory Fitzhugh a couple of times. Sienna DeMucha wins the battle with her sister.
That's right.
Getting
Yeah,
a couple of goals here tonight. Chloe Yanez a couple of goals as well. Cassie Davila found the back of the net for the first time as well. So good balance in scoring, which is something that you need. We talked about that a lot because you can't rely on just one person.
No, and I love how these players have been really on this team this year have been really selfless. There was a lot of work tonight to try to get Sophia Watson a goal. She came up a little bit short, but there was a lot of work for that. Eliza Fisher had a lot of good opportunities. Presley Rocker Hooper had some opportunities that just fell short. So just really, really impressed with this group and what Coach Hackman and Coach Thomas have done with them this year.
So next up for the Broncos, they will be here for a JV and varsity game against Rio Americano. That is league action for the Bella Vista Broncos. They're still looking for their first league win. The win tonight, they improved to 6-3 on the year. This was a non-league matchup with West Park. And then there is that matchup on the 12th against Whitney, the one that you were mentioning that Elsie Ballard is probably going to miss that game, and so Story Wharton gets the call up, and we saw Emma Rowan play goal tonight for a half for the JV squad, getting her ready, presumably that she'll play goal for the JV squad that night.
Yeah, did a great job. So really, looking forward to that opportunity, and we know that Story can do it. She's filled in earlier, but we'll see again. As I'm hearing happy birthday in the background.
Well, isn't it Kelly Olson's birthday?
Well, it was. She's on JV, though. Who? Oh, Cassie.
Oh, Cassie Davila.
Yeah, happy birthday, Cassie Davila.
Cassie Davila and Kelly Olson both sharing a birthday today. So, and Cassie Davila on her birthday scores a goal.
Well, good for the birthday girl.
See, she about 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, she found the back of the net. So congratulations, even more so for her.
That's right.
Getting that goal on her birthday. So, that's just a look at the Bella Vista's their schedule coming up. They will be taking on, as we mentioned, Rio Americano. That will be here, the doubleheader JV, And varsity, well, the boys go over to Rio Americano, and for the boys going over to Rio, what that means is the varsity game's actually first at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yep.
And then the JV game's at 5:30. That's for the boys next week because there's no lights over at Rio.
Right.
So you get the afternoon and the earlier starts. The girls' games regular times, 5:30, and then I'm looking at the schedule here. It's saying 7:30 for the varsity game. I believe that's probably 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it should be
because
7.
that's usually the way that works out. So we will next be on with you for lacrosse on Monday night. The boys will be taking on Oakmont. April 8th. It is varsity only, so we will be on for the varsity game only at 7:30 on Monday night. And then we will next see the girls game in their final home game of the year on April 23rd when they take on Christian Brothers. We'll have JV and varsity, and of course right before varsity it will be senior night. And so the seniors on this team, like Sena Mucha and her 2 goals tonight. Sophia Watson is another one. Cassie Davila, the birthday girl, she is a senior. Chloe Yanez and Mallory Fitzhugh and Autumn Shannon. So they will be the ones that will be honored. But good nucleus coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And then certainly some of the JV players will come up next year as well. We saw some of them impress tonight as well.
Yeah,
so.
The growth of this program it's on the right trajectory. Really looking forward to what the next few years will bring here.
So we're ready to head into the weekend, and it is a Bella Vista dominating performance where they don't give up any goals in either game tonight. And on the other side, they score 34 total tonight, 16 for the JV and 18 for the varsity team. The varsity Bella Vista girls, they win this one tonight, 18-0, and the JV wins 16-0. So hope everybody has a great weekend. We want to say thank you to our crew tonight, our producer, Julie Tharlson, camera operator, Art Fisher. Now speaking for Aaron Keogh, I'm George Tharlson from Bella Vista High School in Fair Oaks, California. Have a great weekend.